Lots 142 and 135 show different artists' interpretations of the same work. Both are copies of Alfred Jarry's work, Ubu Roi. The artist really took very different and interesting interpretations of the piece. Lot 142 contains 13 color lithographs on special paper, fairly large format, 16 by 25 inch sheets, and they were produced in a large folder by the printer Morlot, who was the great publisher in Paris and did much to promote the ideas and works of French artists in the early 20th century. And for this work, Miró revised his early and important Barcelona series executed during World War II as a protest against the savagery of war. In Matta's version, which was done in 1982, he used Jarry's own original version of Ubu Roi. When Jarry did his own original illustrations, he gave Ubu a very large stomach with the spiral design, and Matta paid homage to Jarry by doing that in his own illustrations for this work, giving it a more comical tone. The sale contains a number of works by American artists and distinctly American presses. Two lots in particular are by the artist Fritz Scholder. Scholder became a prominent Indian portrait, figure, and genre painter in Arizona. His father was an Indian, and Fritz Scholder chose to focus his artwork on this part of his lineage and to express both an appreciation and disdain for Indian customs, traditions, and daily existence. For this he received a lot of criticism, but it expressed a great truthfulness in the perspective of his work. 177 is a collaboration between Scholder and Leonard Baskin of Massachusetts' well-known Gehenna Press. It's called A Book of Plains Indians, Monotypes and Words. It's beautifully bound by Claudia Cohen in full Niger oasis with gorgeous inlaid horizontal strap work with terracotta and olive-colored Morocco. And it's one of only 26 copies signed by Scholder and Baskin. And it was the result of Baskin's invitation to Scholder to collaborate on a major work for the press. Another lot that explores truly American themes is 136 by the Brighton Press and its major artist and writer, Delos McGraw. It's called Hard Traveling. The work features 10 bright and colorful soft ground etchings and woodcuts by McGraw, each signed, and 4 separate folders with loose cut-up pieces of etching. It illustrates the selected writings of John Steinbeck, Woody Guthrie, Grady Harp, Gary Soto, Arthur Miller, Shakespeare, and the Holy Bible. A little bit of everything. It's one of only 100 copies signed by McGraw and was truly inspired by the songs and stories and journeys of Woody Guthrie and the Jodes of John Steinbeck's Grapes of Wrath. If one of the definitions of the livre d'artiste is that of a series of encounters, exploring the page rather than reading in the linear sense, then it certainly holds true for the many contemporary illustrated books in the sale, which cover an extraordinary range of physical manifestations. Lots 16 and 172 explore pop art creations. Lot 16 is by the Italian artist Enrico Baj, called La Cravate ne vaut pas une médaille. It has color lithographs by the artist with colors, silkscreen, and collage. But the most interesting part about it is the slipcase, which is a multiple created with three-dimensional Lego bricks, creating this happy, smiling face. The artist signed and numbered the piece, 87 of 160, directly on the Lego piece. And the colophon is also signed and penned by him. And lot 172 is the American artist Lucas Samaras, which is just entitled Book, leaving that up to the viewer to decide. It's a wild and creative pop art livre d'artiste, and it's created with color illustrated die-cut boards that have been lithographed and collage mounted, each page presenting visual tricks and designs. This was produced by the Pace Gallery in New York City in 1968. A number of books in the sale really reflect Ritter's attention to the whimsical and creative. Lot 46 is called Listening. It's made of letterpress printing and images by Julie Chen on stiff paper pages that are cleverly folded into what they call a flag book form. It contains a set of instructions and is connected by ribbons so that once the book is read, it can actually be worn as a headdress. Lot 24 is a book by Mayer Blocher of the M. Kimberly Press and is an example of a one-of-a-kind book object. It's called The Golden Apple, and it's an illustrated miniature book which is only 35 by 30 millimeters in golden boards sewn together with gold thread, and it sits inside a handcrafted wooden apple that's painted gold and has a removable top of a little glass bell jar. There are a run of works by Edward Hutchins, a very creative book designer who works out of Chatham, New York. Lot 99, for example, is called Exhibit A, The Rabbit Report. It's a silk-screened parchment scroll that unwinds and retracts from the torso of a painted papier-mâché rabbit and tells the tale of a city invaded by rabbits. It really turns the conventions of fine binding and printmaking on its head. You also can't help but smile when you see Lot 102, which is Hutchins' creation called What a Pie. It's a selection of little pie-related legends, rumors, and quotes printed on wedge-shaped pie pieces or pages that fit into a little papier-mâché crust, and they in turn sit in a miniature plastic takeout container, the entirety measuring 4.5 by 3 inches. Hutchins' explorations of alternative methods of reproduction, including rubber stamping, photocopying, simple relief printing, and silkscreen, have continued to combine with the playful sensibility and structural variability that define his work. Lot 167 is probably, if not the heaviest, the largest object in the sale. And I say object because it's a livre d'artiste that is also a sculptural work. This is Robert Rauschenberg's great Opal Gospel. It contains 10 color screen prints on 10 movable sheets of acrylic fitted into a large lucite base. Each of the sheets is incised with his signature date and the edition number, and it's housed in an original screen-printed stainless steel cover. Rauschenberg had long worked with printed matter when he made this, his first book, but he truly redefined the basic book, an object filled with a sequence of elements, by taking new materials and using old ones differently. From traditional livre d'artiste to whimsical modern creations, the Ritter collection provides an excellent opportunity to discover and enjoy over 200 of the best artist books. Please visit the gallery or view our catalog online through the website swangalleries.com.